Hello, friends, and welcome back to Movies, Munchies, and Moscato. I am Rhonda.
And I am Rochelle.
We're just a couple of friends who love movies, television, and wine. So if that is something that interests you, please stick around and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And now we have movie and TV news and pulp culture discussion. So David Krumholtz is returning to the Santa Claus for the new series that will be on Disney Plus, again starring Tim Allen. So if you remember, David played, I believe his number one elf, it was Eddie or something was his name?
Yeah.
So he is coming back for the series. So that'll be nice.
Oh.
Another familiar face. Jake Gyllenhaal will star in a remake of Roadhouse, which was that 90s movie that originally starred Patrick Swayze.
Yes.
So in this round, though, he will play a former UFC fighter who takes a job as a bouncer at a roadhouse in Florida.
So bouncer versus a boxer. I mean, not a bouncer. UFC.
Yeah, UFC versus... I don't even think he was a... Was Patrick Swayze supposed to be a boxer? I thought he came from, the military or something, and he was just... But maybe I'm wrong. It's been so long since I've seen the original Roadhouse.
Roadhouse was about boxing, though. Pretty sure.
What?
Oh, sorry. Nope. Never mind. Continue on, sister.
He was coming to visit his friend that was in the band.
That's right.
And then he broke up a fight, and they were like, "Do you want a job here?"
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then he became the bouncer out there. But I just can't remember what his former profession was. But I feel like it was just that he was in the military or something.
Well,
Although he could do martial arts a little bit. I remember that. He could do round
roundhouse.
some round kicks and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, the roundhouse. That's right. Yep.
But obviously at the time UFC wasn't a thing, so he definitely wasn't a UFC fighter.
Right. That's kind of where I was going. So I thought he was more of a boxer or something. I don't know.
So, but
he just was a good hitter. He could just hit really well.
I don't see Jake Gyllenhaal doing that, but I guess we'll see. Maybe I'll be surprised.
I can totally see him in a role like that. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'll be surprised.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Batgirl, the movie, has been canceled despite being 90% finished. Apparently, this is going to be one of the most expensive movies that will never see the light of day. So it was to star Leslie Grace, who's from In the Heights, Michael Keaton returning as Batman, and also Brendan Fraser as the villain in this. But apparently did not. They always do testing audiences, and they haven't reacted well to the footage. And so rather than finishing it, even though it's only, like I said, almost done, they'd rather just shelve it and never show it.
Do they do that with every movie?
Test it? Yeah, they do.
They do?
They do actually test every movie.
Folks, this is something new. I didn't know that.
I'm just surprised that usually a movie hadn't been this far along, though, before for them to do that. Usually, at that point, I would just think they'd go ahead and finish it and just...
Oh, my gosh. That's really
interesting.
Let the chips
fall where they may when you've already spent millions of dollars.
Oh, my gosh. Seriously, I'm shocked. Because there are some way worse shows out there, I'm sure.
Right? Yeah, it's crazy. The Flash on the CW will end with its upcoming season 9 this fall. This is a show I originally was watching. I probably fell off in season, I want to say 4. The stories kind of got silly for me and repetitive, but my dad is someone who still watches it and he still likes it. So, but it's good. I'm glad it's going to have a proper ending. Who knows? Maybe eventually I'll go back and see what came of it. And we do still have the Flash movie to look forward to supposedly in the fall, despite its lead actor's legal trouble. So I guess we'll see what happens with it. And then finally, Selena Gomez is producing a remake of Working Girl. This is another remake, of course. This is from the 80s movie that originally starred Harrison Ford and Melanie Griffith.
Uh-huh.
It will be a movie made for Hulu, or maybe a series. It wasn't really clear. It's in the very early stages. No word if she will also star as that said Working Girl, but she is producing it. So, like I said, everything old is new again. So, I did like that movie. I don't know how that would work.
I liked it too.
That scenario would work in today. Like, I don't see how someone could ever get away with pretending to be the boss and no one figures it out for the longest time. But I guess we'll see. So movies and TV shows out this week. First, we have Bullet Train. This is in theaters and stars Brad Pitt, Joey King, Aaron Taylor Johnson, and Sandra Bullock. So 5 assassins find themselves on a fast-moving bullet train from Tokyo to Morocco with only a few stops in between. They discover their missions are not unrelated to each other. This looks like just a fun, action, good time.
Yeah, it looks funny.
Brad Pitt just having fun with himself as he has lately. And I think I plan on seeing this, so I'll have to let you know what it looks like.
It does. The trailer has, I mean, it looks funny, it looks good, action, exciting.
Yep.
And there's a lot of publicity out about it. So
That's true.
sometimes those shows make me nervous because they're never as good. But I think this one will be good. I think. Crossing fingers.
I think so too. Then we have Easter Sunday. This is in theaters and stars comedian Joe Coy and comedian Tiffany Haddish. So a man returns home to celebrate Easter with his riotous, bickering, eating, drinking, laughing, loving Filipino family. So this actually looks funny too.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't see it in theaters, but I would definitely watch it once it hits streaming. So
yeah, I agree.
Then we have Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. This is in theaters and stars Amanda Steinberg, Lee Pace, and Pete Davidson. I haven't seen Pete in a bit. No, he's too busy cavorting with Kim Kardashian.
Right.
A party game leads to murder when young and wealthy friends gather at a remote family mansion. Again, this looks like a slight horror movie with some comedy bits thrown in. It didn't grab me when I saw the trailer, but if anyone out there sees it, you'll have to let us know how it is. Then we have The Sandman. This is a new series on Netflix and stars Tom Sturridge, Gwendolyn Christie from Game of Thrones, and Taron Egerton and Kirby Hal Baptiste. So when the Sandman, a.k.a. Dream, the cosmic being who controls all dreams, is captured and held prisoner for more than a century, he must journey across different worlds and timelines to fix the chaos his absence has caused. This actually looks intriguing.
You know what Sandman is, right?
In general, yeah. This apparently is a comic book series. This show is based on.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But isn't so in the comic book series, is Sandman the one who comes in, sprinkles sand in your eyes, make you sleepy? You know, the whole Sandman.
Right. In this version, he is supposed to be someone who controls dreams.
Somebody. Okay. Yeah.
And the trailer.
Somebody creepy.
Yeah, creepy, but somehow he's trying to do the right thing, and then you have these other factions like Death and Chaos that are like, these are people representing these things that have been unfortunately turning people's world upside down because Dream has been imprisoned for all this time. So it looks it looks interesting.
Does look good.
I'll have to at least watch the first episode to see if it grabs me or not. Then we have Luck. This is an animated movie on Apple TV and has the voices of Simon Pegg, Jane Fonda, and Little Rel Howery. He's a comedian. So the story of Sam Greenfield, the unluckiest person in the world. Suddenly finding herself in the never-before-seen land of luck, she must unite with the magical creatures there to turn her luck around. This looks like just like a cute movie. I bet Rochelle will watch this with her granddaughter, so she'll have to tell us how it is. It just looks like a cute little animated show. So yeah, you have to tell us. Then we have Prey. This is a movie on Hulu and stars Amber Midthunder and Dane DeLegro. These are newbies to acting. They are Native American, and they wanted to show the start of the Predator series. So if you guys have ever seen any of the Predator movies,
yep, I have all of them.
They wanted to go back like when you ever first saw them, and so this would have been the time period that happened. Yep. So a skilled Comanche warrior protects her tribe from a highly evolved alien predator that hunts humans for sport, fighting against wilderness, dangerous colonizers, and this mysterious creature to keep her people safe. So I'll probably check that out.
Yeah, I will too, because I like Predator.
So I've only seen it once. It was a long time ago. I did see the one that was Predator versus Alien.
Yeah,
that wasn't bad. I was just like, but yeah. And the original Predator that had Arnold Schwarzenegger, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. That's what I thought. Then we have the movie called They, Them. This is on Peacock and stars Kevin Bacon and Anna Schlumsky. I don't know if it's Klumsky or Schlumsky. Anyway, from like My Girl and Inventing Anna.
Uh-huh.
That's her.
Oh, yeah.
So a group of teenagers at an LGBTQ plus conversion camp endures unsettling psychological techniques while being stalked by a mysterious mass killer. So this is an interesting mashup. You have a conversion camp, but then a serial killer a la like Jason is trying to kill people at this
Is this supposed to be funny? Because it does sound like it's supposed to be comedy.
I didn't see a trailer, so I'm not sure.
We'll have
it seems like it probably is, because it's like, what? You can't take this seriously, really, can you?
Conversion camp.
Right? Huh. Can you? I don't know.
Well, maybe we should watch the trailer and then figure that one out.
Right? Yes, we should.
Because I am intrigued.
Then we have the Hillside Strangler Devil in Disguise docuseries, also on Peacock. So this is a new perspective on Kenneth Bianchi and Angelo Buono. They are notorious serial killers who impersonated off-duty police officers to lure victims and then dump their bodies on the hillsides of East LA. From 1977 to 78, Bianchi and Buono terrorized those communities as they brutally raped, tortured, and killed 10 women and girls. The series examines Bianchi's unique pathology and masterful ability to deceive and manipulate those around him.
It's Bianchi, just so you know.
Oh, Bianchi. I'm sorry.
That is fine because he doesn't deserve to have his name pronounced right. Yeah.
I didn't realize there was two people in the Hillside Strangler thing, so...
Yeah, I didn't...
That's interesting.
It's like I had forgotten about that. I thought there was only one, but there were two.
And so...
Yeah.
And, I mean, I don't know much about it. This occurred before I was born, actually, so I just remember hearing about it after the fact, and so I didn't... Like I said, I don't know much about him, so that might be something I want to check out to see exactly what happened.
Yeah, and it's on Peacock, so that's good to know.
That's true. And then finally, we have 13 Lives. This is a movie on Amazon and stars Colin Farrell, Viggo Mortensen, and Joel Edgerton. So you guys may remember this was a real life, event that happened. So a rescue mission is assembled in Thailand where a group of young boys and their soccer coach are trapped in a system of underground caves that are flooding.
Yeah, this looks good.
Right? I remember the daily news about this.
And how this guy swam in there. He was a diver, had diving experience and saved him.
Yeah.
So cool. I don't think they lost one, did they?
I don't think so. No, it was like a rescuer they lost, but not any of the actual boys.
Right, that's right.
So
all the boys were safe.
It's really good. We'll have to check it out. So what we have been watching this week. First off, last night we went and saw Where the Crawdads Sing, so we thought we'd give a little movie review of that. So this is produced by Reese Witherspoon, and it is based off a book that we enjoyed during or at least was my first book club, not Rochelle's, but during our earlier book club. And it stars Daisy Edgar Jones as Kaya, is her full name Catherine? Was it Catherine?
Yes.
Known as Catherine, and it was just a really good book, and they actually did the book justice. I was pleasantly surprised that they followed it quite well. A lot of the times they'll stray really far from it, but I feel that a lot of the events from the book happened in the movie.
I thought so too. I really, really enjoyed it. I felt like in the book, it was really based on her, Kaya's, her experience, life experience from the get-go.
Yes.
Where in the movie, it was like, it started out with what happened to her as far as Chase went.
Right, that's true.
The one who died. And then her life was kind of,
like told in flashbacks.
Yeah, flashbacks, exactly.
Yeah, throughout it.
And that is not really how the book went.
That's
but
true.
Again, it was still followed the book. So it was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, seeing the events come to life on the screen was just really good. That was just really good. The young girl who played the young version of Kaya was awesome.
Oh my gosh, she was so good.
Yeah,
and the cute little boy who played Tate.
Oh yes, that's true.
It was really good all the way around.
It was a really good
feel good movie. You will cry because I know everybody in my group did. Our group.
Yes.
Did you cry?
I did cry a little bit near the end. That's true.
I didn't cry. I was on the verge, but the girls sitting next to me were bawling. They were just grabbing tissues and.
Oh wow! Okay, well, that's awesome.
Yeah. Have you read the book?
Well, we did. Book club.
It was book club. Yeah, that's right. You were in book club at that time. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that was my very first book club.
Oh, that's right.
That was my very first book club.
Sorry.
No, it's okay, and that's the book that Linda actually suggested because it was also her first book club, and so Linda is the one that suggested we read that. So that was good.
Actually, it was me, but that's all right.
Oh, it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I wanted to read it earlier.
Okay.
But it's fine. We can give credit where credit's due. Still a great book.
Yes, it was a really good book. And I would say I would rate the movie 4 wine corks.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing.
I'd give it 4 wine corks. It was a good time. So we do recommend you see it. You don't have to have read the book. You'll still like it, I promise. If you haven't read the book, you'll still like the movie, I promise. So it was just cool to see how it came about is all.
Yep.
So, and then for what I've watched this week, first up I did Paper Girls on Amazon. This is a new series. It's about these 4 12-year-old girls in the 80s, 1988 to be exact, who are paper girls, and they end up time traveling to 2019. You guys, when I say I thought that would be the dumbest thing ever, it honestly wasn't. It was funny, and it was also like a little heart-wrenching, some things that happened, especially when they learn what exactly happened to each of them once they get to 2019 and they're adults.
Oh,
it was
wow.
it was very interesting, and it did go some places you just wouldn't think it would go. I mean, they ended up time traveling, I want to say it was 3 different times to different periods just in the one season, and the one season only has 8 episodes. They're about
So you've watched the whole season
yeah,
then?
there's only 8 episodes, and they were only like 40 minutes long. Some were like 30, but most of them were like 40 minutes long. So it didn't take long to honestly zoom through it once, because I was sucked in. I was like, oh wow, this is very entertaining. So hopefully it gets renewed. Again, this is another series I'm told is based on comic books, and they are comic books that came out prior to Stranger Things being a thing. I had heard some, I guess, things on like social media about people like they're just trying to copy Stranger Things because it's set in the 80s. Honestly,
I kind of had that too.
It had nothing. Once you see it, except the story or anything is nothing about Stranger Things except for that it's set in the 80s.
See, I actually had that vibe as well. I felt like it was a kind of a Stranger Things type of thing.
But no, not at all.
Okay.
The story isn't similar whatsoever. So, but technically, because it came out first, you could say Stranger Things copied it. But again, they didn't, because it is a completely different story.
Well, that's good to know.
I do recommend watching it.
Awesome.
And then the other show on Amazon I watched is The Terminal List. This stars Chris Pratt, based on books. In this case, God, everything's based on something else. Anyway.
Well, seriously, Paper Girls was based on
comic book.
Comic books? Mm-hmm. Who knew there were that many comic books out there?
Yeah, me neither. I mean, either. It's crazy. You don't realize what comic books... And who would have thought to do a comic book about that?
Right.
About Paper Girls.
Exactly. And how and it makes more sense, though, if it's paper, comic book. Mm-hmm. So... Are there going to be more? I guess so, huh?
Yeah, I think there's like 10 comic books in the series, so they could technically go for a while. I don't know how many comic books the first season technically covered, but it could go for a while. And it ended on a cliffhanger, so it needs to come back for
shoot.
season.
Well, and I think it's been pretty well received so far.
So, yeah, I think so too. So The Terminal List is actually based on a novel and a series of novels, I think. I'm pretty sure it's a series of novels. Anyway, so Chris Pratt plays, I want to say is it? I think it's just military. It's not Navy. It's just a military man who, he gets back from a mission gone wrong. A lot of his, actually, except for 2 people, his whole platoon has died.
Oh, dear.
And so, but things start happening to him and the friends once they get back, and he's trying to figure out why someone's trying to hurt them. So once he realizes that, or who the people are, is what makes up his list, i.e. the title, The Terminal List, in order to confront them and get revenge on them for what has happened to him.
So it's a good revenge flick, huh?
So yeah, it does start out slow. This is one of those that took to the 3rd episode for me to be into it. I'll tell you that the first 2 episodes moved really slow to me, but once that happened, yes, I did like them. It's not a thinking man show so much. It is just good action, and he's good in it. But I do like the thought process behind it. I didn't like how it ended. Unfortunately, it had closure, but I didn't like where they ended up taking the story and to who was ultimately responsible. I hated that. I was like, no. Anyway, but it still was a good show. So I do recommend seeing that as well. So I guess if I had to rate, I'd say Paper Girls is a 4 wine corker, which was pretty good. Terminal List, I'd say it's a 3.
Oh, serious? Yeah. Okay.
So good, not great, but still enjoyable.
Okay, that is good. Because it sounds really good, but since you're at a 3, yeah, I still think I should watch it.
Yeah, you may have a different take on it.
Okay, well, and I haven't been kind of a slacker this week, but I saw where the Crawdads Sing with you, and then I've been watching the Victoria's Secret's documentary, Angels and Demons, and then how that all fit with what's his name?
Oh, Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein. How could you forget that name? Anyway, boy, it was really interesting how he weaseled his way into the L Brands. Mm-hmm. Wes Wexler. So if you haven't seen it, it's really good. I would definitely check it out. And I'm not sure how many episodes, but I guess I should have looked. Anyway, I just keep going till it doesn't go anymore. That's how I know. So
Right, that's
anyway,
true.
but those two were really good. So
Oh, awesome. Well, I do want to check that one out, so I'll watch it as well.
oh, good.
Okay, so about 2 weeks ago, Comic-Con happened in good old Miami, and so they had a Marvel section, and I'm a Marvel fan, so I thought we should talk about some of the things that to look forward to that are coming up down the pipeline starting next year for movies and TV shows. So first up, we have Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. This will be Ant-Man number 3. I really love the first two. I think this one will be awesome. In terms of story, we're going to get Michelle Pfeiffer back. We got Michael Douglas back. We have, wow, I'm just forgetting his name that quickly. We have, new villain played by Jonathan Majors.
I didn't see Ant-Man. Were they all in that?
You haven't seen any of the Ant-Mans?
No.
Oh, wow. Well, Michelle Pfeiffer didn't come on until number 2.
Okay.
But Michael Douglas has been on since the beginning. Corey Stoll was originally in the first one. Although there's rumors, and he was the villain in the first one. There's rumors he'll be back in this one, but they haven't confirmed. So
Oh, really? Okay.
I guess we'll see. Oh, Paul Rudd. There we go. It's Paul Rudd's Ant-Man.
Paul Rudd, right.
Yeah, and so
For
he's
sure.
in it through it. But this is going to be out February 17th, so this might be a birthday movie for me.
Oh my gosh!
So it'll be a birthday movie for me. But,
It's a total birthday movie for you.
But this is kicking off what they're calling Phase 4 in the Marvel-verse in terms of where story is going. So I'm looking forward to that. And Jonathan Major, like I said, he was playing the villain. He's playing Kang the Conqueror. He was introduced at the end of season 1 of Loki, so that's awesome. They're continuing him on from that. So if you haven't watched Loki, I do suggest you do before
I
you
have
ever
not seen Loki.
That, just so you're more in the know about him. Then we have the Marvels. This is the follow-up to Captain Marvel. And so this is another one I'm looking forward to. This will be out July 28th of next year. But apparently I need to watch, dang it, the show Miss Marvel on Disney Plus to be like up on it because it connects. She's in it and it connects. And that was a series on Disney Plus I actually wasn't going to bother with. It looked, I wouldn't say too teeny bopper, but it was almost like where I was like, yeah, I think I could skip that one versus none of the others. But apparently I can't because it ties in. So now I'm going to have to go back and watch Miss Marvel as well. I've heard it's good, so I'm sure it'll be fine. But I was like, oh, shoot, I'll have to watch that as well. But then Brie Larson, again, is going to be returning for, or as Captain Marvel, and Samuel L. Jackson is supposed to appear as well as Nick Fury per usual.
Oh.
So that's cool. Then we have the series Echo. This takes the character from Hawkeye off of Disney Plus, and now she gets her own spinoff. It will also star Daredevil and Kingpin, played by Vincent D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox, respectively. So I'm looking forward to that. As you know, I was a fan of the Daredevil series, so I love it when you can take the characters and continue moving them on. Echo herself, she is someone who is deaf but can read lips, but has awesome, of course, fighting skills. So I just didn't know much about her in Hawkeye. So
what is her superpower?
I'm not in that. She doesn't have one. That's the thing.
She just reads lips.
She can read lips and she can fight well.
Oh, gotcha.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm hoping that we're going to learn more because that's all that really explained in Hawkeye. But I get it. She wasn't the focus of the series. Hawkeye was.
Oh, for sure. They've got to go more in depth into her character.
Right. So now that'll be her own show. I guess we'll get more in depth in terms of what makes her tick. And then we have Loki season 2, the first Disney Plus series to get a season 2. So he will also be out next year. No definitive date next year, just next year. They're filming it now, is what I heard from the Comic-Con. And again, we'll star Tim
Burton. Okay, I just throwing names out. Just kidding.
Sorry,
I
guys.
love
I'm just
Tim
having
Burton.
I'm having these brain freezes on this anyway. But I'm looking forward to that because it did end on a cliffhanger the first season, and I'm looking to see where it goes. I loved Owen Wilson in it. He was he became kind of like his frenemy, I guess you could say.
Oh wow!
In it, so Tom Hiddleston. There we go. That's
Tom Hiddleston. He
became Tom Hiddleston's frenemy in it. So, yeah, I think it'll be cool. Looking forward to that. Then we have Captain America: New World Order. This will be out not until 2024. This is technically a Marvel Phase 6. It will star Sam as the new Captain America.
Oh, that's right. Sam
Wilson. Yes. Sam
That's
Wilson
right.
as the
Because
new-
what's his face doesn't want to do it again.
No, and he technically was, I wouldn't say killed off. He technically aged out. At the end of the Avengers. So it makes sense. And if you were to watch Falcon and Winter Soldier, it explains exactly how he gets there.
I've got to do that. I can't
It
believe I'm
explains
probably
how
the
he
only
gets
one in
there.
the world who hasn't seen it.
It's so good.
And it's on Disney, correct?
Disney Plus, yes. It's so good. Him and Sebastian Stan playing Bucky. Yeah. It hasn't said if Bucky will be back in it, but he has to be. He has to be in the new Captain. Like, come on now, people. Come on. So looking forward to that. Then we have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which I'm told will be the final. It's supposed to be a trilogy, like most of these are. So that'll be out May 5th of next year. So, yes. Chris Pratt, Karen Gillan, Dave Bautista.
They'll all return.
They're all returning for this last one.
Oh.
So, yeah. Oh, we love Guardians. They're just so entertaining.
It is. It's so funny.
I hope they kind of get a decent ending. I hope they bring back, Zahura. I think it's Zahura. Can't say her name right. Anyway, for Chris Pratt's character, because we love Zoe Saldana.
Yes,
and,
we do.
that they're very tight-lipped on if her character appears in this or not, but she just has to. So, hopefully she does.
Well, it won't be the same without her.
Right? I know it has to be. Then we have Daredevil Reborn. As I said, this is one of my favorite shows and was a surprise to everyone at Comic-Con. They're bringing the show back. They're bringing the show back to Disney+. As to the tone of it, I don't know. Disney+ doesn't like to do dark things, and this was a very, dark series. It made sense on Netflix because they could, push that R-rated envelope.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see where they go with his character now that it'll be a Disney+ property. But either way,
Disney's gone a little dark, so
that's true. But I mean, like I said, not to the degree that the show went. So I assume they have to tone down a little bit of the violence. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll be open to it. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then lastly, we have Secret Invasion. This is a new series coming out next year. Again, they wouldn't give a definitive date, but this is Sam Jackson's series. This is Nick Fury's series. As you may recall, at the end of Civil War, I think it was Civil War. Yeah, Civil War. Or no, yeah, it was in the Civil War. He ended up going, or he had to get into, or go into space. Captain Marvel helped him get there, if I recall right, and then he only came down at the end of Avengers because of the funeral. So this is all about what has been going on, let's just say, in the space race up there with the aliens and different things. And so
what he's been fighting up there.
Yes, and apparently it's from what they're saying at Comic-Con, because they got to see some footage of it. It looks fantastic because you have him, you have his cohort Maria, played by Colby Smulders from How I Met Your Mother, and then we have Emilia Clarke, from Game of Thrones, is in the fray.
Yeah.
We have Olivia Colman, who's in the fray. We have, oh my gosh, there's just so many good actors in it. But like I said, I'm excited to see something about it and see where the story will go.
Oh,
so
yeah, for sure.
I think
well, it sounds really good, and that's coming out in 2023.
Yep.
But Daredevil Reborn isn't coming out till 2024.
I know.
What?
I know. Crazy but true. So those are just some of the Marvel things to look forward to for the next 2 years. I'm excited.
Wow, there's a lot too.
I know, right? It's like I'm going to be 60 just looking forward to this Marvel stuff. Just wait. Now it's time for some movie trailer talk. First up, we have Shazam, Fury of the Gods. This is, of course, Shazam number 2. This will be out December 21st and stars Zachary Levi, Helen Mirren, Lucy Liu, and Rachel Zegler from West Side Story. So this looks so fun. This is one of those movies originally that surprised me because, I didn't know anything about that character, and it was just one of those fun, feel-good, honestly, and family type of shows.
Yeah.
Like anyone could see this, I think, and have a good time if they'd seen it.
Right.
And this one looks the same. Love Zach. He's just so cute and funny. And I feel like he, as an adult, he represents the childlike version that you're supposed to be very well.
Yes.
Like knowing that he's playing, the child, but as an adult of the
Right.
character. Like I think he does it
It looks really funny, and
yeah.
it does look really entertaining, for sure.
Right.
And I love Helen Mirren. I love her.
Yes, I love
Lucy Liu, I mean, she's fine. She's okay. She's not one of my faves, but that's all right.
Right.
So,
But it does look really good. I really liked how in the trailer he made the little line about how I've seen all the Fast and Furiouses, which
Right.
is just funny because she's been in some of them. And so I thought, oh, that's
so
good.
it kind of makes makes
it
him
was,
qualified.
It was just funny, yeah. And he's like, it's all about family, but then his family doesn't show up. He's like, hello, family. Anyway, it does look really cute. I'm very much looking forward to that. It's sad it's not until December, but that's okay.
Well, it'll be Merry Christmas. There you go.
Right, there we go. It's
Early
the Christmas
Christmas.
movie. That's true. Then we have Devotion. This will be out November 23rd and stars Jonathan Majors, as we were just talking about, from the upcoming Ant-Man and the Wasp, as well as I'd forgotten that he was the lead in Lovecraft Country.
Oh,
That was his first big thing, and it's just
I was
like,
wondering. He looked familiar.
Yeah, that was his first big thing, and then he's just taken off from there. 'Cause he's also going to be in the upcoming Creed 3.
Oh, is
As
he
like
really?
the villain boxer, the opponent.
Oh.
So I'm like, this dude is just like whoosh, taking off. Anyway,
That's
stars Jonathan Majors and also Glenn Powell, who just recently took off in Top Gun Maverick. So they this looks really good. They're playing pilots in during the Korean War.
Which isn't that interesting? I'm like looking at Glenn Powell going, you were just in Maverick,
Right?
And now you're in another,
another pilot show. Yeah,
exactly.
Pilots
as a wingman,
right? Yeah, during the Korean War. So this looks good too.
The Forgotten War.
Yeah, this looks good too. So.
Yeah, I thought so too. I'd like to see this November 23rd. So right there by Thanksgiving.
Right. So there you go.
Two good holiday movies so
right,
far.
Exactly. And then lastly, one a little weirder called 1,000 Years of Longing. This will be out August 31st and stars Tilda Swinton and Idris Elba, who is one of our faves. But this looks very... Excuse me, I keep hiccuping. It looks very, very weird.
Like Genie in a Bottle type of thing.
It does.
Yeah, Idris Elba. I was like, oh, and then I thought, what? Who are you?
Right. I assume he's supposed to be a genie.
I think so, too.
I mean, this is one of those trailers like that one called, I think it was Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
It just, so many weird things were happening, and you don't quite get what the story is beyond. Like, it does seem like he's a genie, and he's granting her some wishes that look like they probably go, of course, terribly wrong. Or at least wrong enough where she's like, what the heck? What the heck's going on? So this probably will not be one I will see. I'm interested to know, like, once it comes out, like, what reviewers say about it, though. Cause
Yeah, I have a feeling it's probably not going to do the best, but who knows? It might.
It's just one of those quirky things. For the most part, I agree. She does a lot of quirky stuff. She's like the quirky actress. I feel like the only, like, semi-normal thing I ever saw her in was The Beach back in the day with Leonardo DiCaprio. That's
there was
like
another one she was in that was really good.
Doctor Strange. But technically she was weird in that. But I mean, it wasn't a weird show.
Yeah.
So that's just her. She's just quirky. She likes to be.
This is going to drive me crazy because she was in one.
Recently?
Oh, I can't remember. Oh, she was in the Chronicles of Narnia.
Don't remember that at all. But okay.
Let's see. Yeah, she was in. Oh, it's going to drive me crazy now. I need to figure it out. Keep talking.
Okay.
I'm going to figure this out.
Well, I said I can't remember. I think it's mainly been quirky, but
she was in the Chronicles of Narnia. She was like the queen or something creepy.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, she's been in a lot.
Michael
Clayton.
That's
what it was.
Oh, see, I never saw that movie.
Okay, that was really good, and she was in that. And I thought, look at her. She's very, very interesting looking. Mm-hmm. Right? She is. I think there's just when she's put in a part, or she's that character. I think she does an amazing job. I think she's a great actress. I just think she's very, very interesting.
Yeah,
and you're right. She does have some
quirky. What is it? Quirky roles.
Yeah, quirky roles. That is true.
And that's movie trailer talk for the week.
All right. Well, we'll have some new information for you for next week. We've already kind of been discussing that, so stay tuned. But thanks so much for listening, and we had fun as usual, and we hope you enjoyed it as well. Please give us a review or comment because it really helps us out, and let us know if there's something you want to hear, something some additions to what we do already, that would be great. And you can also follow us on Instagram at movies_munchies_moscato. And we'll see you next time. Thanks so much for hanging.
Thank you, guys.